On the escalator again.
Leave it alone.
What?
Comics.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
TV and movies. Wrestling. Music.
We are just getting started!
Finally, a podcast about things you actually care about, hosted by a couple of guys who actually care about those things too.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Maybe a little too much.
Yes, that's awesome.
The talented one, Chris Machete.
That no-talent ass clown became famous.
And Brenton, you know, that guy from your other favorite podcast.
I liked it. I was good at it.
So grab onto the handrail and don't let go.
I'm gonna get a medic! There's a little boy caught the escalator!
This is the Kids on the Escalator podcast.
Woo!
Here's CM and BD.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
Yeah. What's going on, man? What's happening?
Okay. Waiting for a storm. Should be a rainstorm here at least, not a tornado rain, but hoping for some rain.
I'm in Oklahoma. I've never been to this neck of the woods as far as, but this is where this is like Tornado Alley here.
Nice.
In Oklahoma City. It's also a pretty heavy place too. This is where that whole thing went down in '95. There with Timothy McVeigh.
Oh, the bombing.
Yeah, that's right across from my hotel. So I went over there today to the museum, and man, it's like
There's some good videos on
tense.
that online. That's an intense one.
Yeah, that's an intense one, man. That's tough. That's
real life
tough.
conspiracy bombings and stuff. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's a little weird, but welcome everybody to the Kids on the Escalator podcast. It is the season finale. It's been a couple weeks. I'm back on tour. Went from Europe right into America and into a stadium and into an amp and weather and crazy. And Chris is super slammed and it's been nuts. So it's here we are. And we normally take August off. So we're just a couple of days in. It's your birthday month and you got a big event coming up, which we'll get to at the end. But here we are. So, man, it's been going on. What's been happening in Kingston, dude? It's been like you see, you got the thunderstorms and all the rest of it going on. But what's happening?
Yeah, it's been really hot. I'm busy working, lots to do. It's good. Got a couple more gigs on today. Finished off a couple. Got a couple more coming on.
What did I find today?
Yeah, my mother-in-law's sick. She's in the hospital, so I'm going to send out hopefully she's okay.
Yeah,
she's not doing well, so to Betty get well soon kind of thing there. So we were my wife was having a bit of a deal this weekend, but I've been working and excuse me, I got a job offer for, remember those old 70s cartoons, but they helped you learn, the Scholastic ones or whatever they're called.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I got contacted by the comic book store recommended me downtown. I got contacted by them asking if I wanted to teach once a month for them. So that was kind of cool.
Where do they do that?
They do it down at the comic book store.
Down at the comic book store.
Yeah, so they hire me through that company to teach for them. So that I'd be, and I looked it up, so I'd be like, I'd be hired by the Scholastic board of whatever. Hey, it's a bill. Here's how it happened. All that stuff. That was cool. So yeah, I just got that job offer today, which is good.
It's kind of rad. You posted some stuff with some of the art you've been working on, which I thought was pretty rad.
Yeah, got some heavy hitters coming out.
You powered through that, though. You had to power through that through an overnighter. Look at that. This is the talent we bring to the network, friends. This is it. Look at this stuff. I can't do this. I can't.
Carnage up there today too that I showed off. Yeah, it's all coming together.
Yeah, man, it's pretty rad. So yeah,
Machete Comics is a thing. We're busy. It's good. MacheteComics.ca if you want to check it out.
Yeah, it's really cool. And how many the people tuning in and watching, and how many people that make comic books that and it's right here. I
know, right?
It's
it was cool. I had a really cool. Well, I don't go out much, as you know, but because I'm home drawing a lot, I have a lot of deadlines, and when I had a deadline for a drawing, I like to draw until I'm done that assignment. I'm pretty good that way. If you hire me, man, I'm gonna keep working till the job's done. So I have a lot on the go. I'm working on that. But so we go out to the res in the Taidenaga. I'm not sure how you pronounce that.
I'm not sure.
It's near Deseronto there, I believe. It's
okay. Not Toronto, Deseronto.
Yeah, it's really near where Avril Lavigne'sville.
Oh, Napanee.
Yeah, it's near Napanee there, right? So it's the reservation, like highway strip there, and they have like firecrackers and gas, and they got everything. They got clothes. They have like cigarettes, you know, and I think they have a little marijuana there too, Brent. So I went to a couple stores there right before.
Yeah.
And they're great there because when you buy stuff off any place, they give you free stuff and it's all
Oh, okay.
tax free.
Yeah.
The gas there was like 1.4 or whatever. So we went to a couple stores a few times. We'd go there. We're starting to go there every 2 weeks. So I dropped off the second time this one store. The guy gave me like all this free stuff. It's like, oh my gosh, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. So I went back a couple weeks later and I left a comic book for him. He wasn't there because he gave me all that free stuff. You know, I really believe in paying it forward.
Paying it forward.
Right?
Yeah.
So then 2 weeks went by again and we just went there just on Friday, I believe. And we were like rock stars there. It's like, oh, you're the comic book guy. As soon as I told them that, they were all like, oh, wow, your comic book is so cool. And, you know, we were passing it around and looking at it. But the guy that got it, he didn't even want to take it. There it is right there. He didn't want to take it out of the package. And, you know, we can't believe there's a comic about Kingston. And the way you actually drew like, dude, they actually read the book. You know what I mean? And it was such
Amazing.
a cool, it was like just a half a dozen people in a nice little pot shop. And but it was awesome because I don't get out much. Like, I don't know. Next time I go to the comic book store, that might happen because I got a bunch of stuff down there lately, and there is some steam coming behind it, so that might be good. But that was awesome. So that made my day.
Well, dude, I mean, come on. I love this. This is like the greatest thing ever.
Thank you.
love.
Well, I
the
appreciate
fact
that. It's just sometimes you need
it's,
that, right? Sometimes
you know,
it's nice, especially
yeah.
if you don't leave the house and you actually have
Sure.
somebody looking you in the eyes and saying, dude, your comic book's amazing. And they're telling you about what they like about it.
Yeah.
And they're not just saying, you know, wow, you know, I really like the art. It's like, no, I love the way you drew, like, you know, Kingston Pen exactly from views of the way it is.
Yeah.
You know, when's the next one? Oh, we can't wait to see what happens. It was decent.
It's like when you have a podcast and then people randomly come up to you and go, I listened to your show. Or this episode that you did is this. And you're like, interesting. So, yeah, that's great. Yeah, awesome.
I got to get out to the Comic Cons. We're just getting back. Like I said, COVID really took kind of the personal side out of comic books or anything, right? So, yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back out there. I got a few coming up. There's one in September and a couple more, but we'll get to those eventually.
So
that was a good moment. I enjoyed it.
Today we're going to talk about, you had an idea about some Marvel casting and a few things like that, but I wanted to start with this because this just came out, I just saw, which was the comic books of the week, which basically say, you know, like your top. You know,
what they're saying here is that if you see these comics for a half decent deal out there and you might buy it, or they're saying if you have this in your collection, maybe make sure you pull it out and keep an eye on it.
So these are the number one, like cover, like the ones that have gone up in value the most this week, right? So why don't we roll through the top 10 here? Let's maybe start at number 10.
The first one is Secret Wars there.
Oh, Secret Wars, which was number 1.
Yeah, that's amazing. Oh, you want to start at 10? So 10,
no,
where's my glasses here? I have to put my glasses on. And if you're listening, I apologize. This is Invincible Iron Man number 9. And it's from Civil War II storyline. So this is a little bit older. Now it's introducing somebody, and I can't quite read who they're introducing, but I'm thinking that whoever it says they're introducing is going to be somebody new in one of the stories coming up in the movies. This is definitely all cued because of movies. Now, as we go to the Black Panther, who could tell? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
well, there is the Wakanda, like the sequel coming out that they've announced. So potentially,
there's
maybe
probably something specific happening in that Black Panther comic book that I'm not privy to, is what I'm thinking, right? Because it's just it looks like just another Black Panther comic book. Now, when you keep moving to the right though, and you hit Incredible Hulk number whichever that is. It's the first appearance of the Thunderbolts, and they're coming to Marvel, starting with, I believe. Yeah, this could be the Dark Avengers, or it could be the Thunderbolts, and that could be what Elaine's doing in the Marvel universe. What's her name?
Right. Yeah.
She's either putting
Julia Louise Dreyfus.
Yeah. So, and they're looking at that, or the Thunderbolts getting put together, right? And what we have, next one, number 7, we have Ant-Man, and it looks like we have a female Giant Man there, right? So I'm thinking this is your first appearance of the female Giant Man, or that character, which would be the Astonishing Ant-Man book, and that also looks like it's a few years old. None of these are brand new books, obviously. The next one is Avengers, and that looks like an 80s book to me, and that's definitely an 80s book, and that's got Kang in it. So we all know that Kang came into the Marvel Universe through the Loki storyline, and he's really rad. He's going to be the new baddie coming up in the universe, and we've seen some stuff just peppered in throughout all the new Marvel that's coming out. So that would have something to do with Kang. I'm not sure what It has to do with Kang, but it's definitely something to do with Kang because there he is in the cover. And then we move along to number 5, and it's Avengers again. It looks like Hercules in the Avengers, so I'm guessing that has something to do with the fact that Hercules is now starting to be brought into this new phase of Marvel movies, which is cool. So that's going to bring anything that Hercules was doing or touched in the past, which I have a lot of his older comics from the 80s that I got cheap, though they will start to rise in value. Now, what I'm thinking here is probably one of a major battle he had with the Avengers or being in the Avengers, and the storyline is probably being emulated in the movies coming up. Now, the next one is an obvious one. Brent, I think you can tell me why this one's probably popular.
She-Hulk,
Number 1,
I believe. Yeah, She-Hulk number 1 because
yeah.
they're going to make a She-Hulk.
That's the new show,
making
right?
a She-Hulk a show, yeah. So
The TV show's coming out. They're changing the background a little bit on it, apparently. And now Paper Girls, of course, new TV show out for that. And my wife has those. She was buying Paper Girls when Paper Girls wasn't cool. So kudos to my wife. High five to Lonnie for getting some investment comics for us. Woo! So she's got a bunch of the Paper Girls, including that one I'm looking at right there. And that is a new TV series on like Netflix or Prime or something like that. It looks like a female version of Goonies kind of thing or Stranger Things along those lines. Lonnie could tell us more about it, but I'm really not that privy to what the story is about. Now, the next one I own, I got a lot of these, but this one is a really good. This is X-Men 200. Now, this is the trial of Magneto. I'm thinking that there is a first appearance by the couple on the left there beside Magneto, the two mutants there dressed similar with the orange and green, because I can't really think of much more that happened other than Magneto being on trial for his crimes because he wanted to retain himself he wanted to become a good guy. I have that issue. I'll have to look through it and see why. Issue 200. You could probably get that fairly reasonable right now, too. Now, the next one is Secret Wars number 1, which is just an amazing issue. Venom came out of that. The Black Symbiote costume originally came out of this. That's how he got brought into Earth, apparently through the original Marvel storyline. The whole Secret War series is amazing, and they're probably leaning towards doing that in Marvel, as the rumors have it, especially after the Skrull War comes in with the Secret Wars, which is amazing. Secret Wars is a cult. 80s, late 80s Marvel series. Bitchin'.
So what's in the queue right now? We know Wakanda's coming. We know, so
that would mean Namor, and apparently Namor's coming. So the Submariner, I'm surprised a lot of his books aren't becoming hot yet because there's a lot of rumors about him coming in. And then Thor already hit, and that didn't do very well at all. I think
it's not. I haven't heard anything about it. I haven't heard any good reviews about it.
No, it's come and gone, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I think Wakiti. I think it wasn't, as I mentioned, man. That wasn't.
His shine has worn off.
Well, he had the wrong villain in there, man. I don't know. That was a pretty serious villain, and I think. Okay, that was cool once with Thor, but let's have a fresh take on it. But I don't know. I haven't seen the movie, but remember I was mentioning that I was a little concerned about that.
Yeah,
that was going to go that way. Now there's there's tons of stuff coming out. I've seen stuff for a new Spider-Man movie. There's the She-Hulk TV shows coming out. They're talking about this Daredevil new series that's going to be like so many episodes long. It's huge. So I started rewatching Daredevil while I'm doing my work over here behind me. I'm on coloring now, picking up some of the slack around here because we're so busy, which is great though, which is great. So I'm watching. What I'm sitting in front of here is what I usually have on TV, and then I sit back in the corner there and do my coloring. The drawing room's on the other side there.
What we were talking about my brain escapes me for a minute, but what was the series the movie
Daredevil?
that came out that you were really excited about, and the Eternals?
Oh, the movie The Eternals, yeah.
Yeah, so they just announced a sequel.
Okay, well, Redemption Time, because man, it's plus, as I mentioned, that's Jack Kirby's, right? So that sucks.
Yeah.
They just tried to turn, instead of doing a pure let's just ride the Jack Kirby train and retell his story, they tried to throw in new stuff so the kids would dig it a bit. There was a little bit of new Star Wars in there that was kind of it's not good, man.
Yeah, so there's some stuff coming out. I haven't heard much on the DC front other than the fact that they've taken DC Comics off of their branding.
Oh,
and
wow, that's
it's going to be just DC now, so that's an interesting one.
Well, the Joker 2 has a trailer, but it's not much of a trailer.
I saw the Joker 2 announced. I'm wondering where they're going to. I'm very fascinated with what they're going to do here.
Yeah, they're pulling I think this is cool. I think that they're really playing jokes on the media about this movie. Like, hey, it's going to be a musical. Hey, it's going to be this. I hope they are. I hope they're putting some mystique behind it. You know what I mean? Because that's pretty cool. Lady Gaga, I don't know if she can act. I guess she can. I didn't watch that other movie that she was in.
Yeah, she's great. She's really, really good. She's very believable. She's very. That was the one she did with Bradley Cooper there.
Yeah, she was pretending she was having an affair with him, right?
me.
She pretended really well that she was having an affair with him.
Yeah, that was all right. But the yeah, so there's a lot coming out. It's very interesting.
Yeah, there's tons, man. It's crazy. I can't believe all the stuff that's coming out.
Including we touched on this before, but the new Clerks 3, which is very close to happening. But leading into probably the launch of the next season is that we did get kind of a bootleg look at the new Mandalorian.
Well, that's cool.
That's on the way. That was taken from the Star Wars convention in San Diego. So check this out. We're going to throw this right now.
Back on.
Yeah, you better put them back on. Let me know what you think of this.
Well, Beans is coming in to check it out. Beans are jerk.
You have removed your helmet. What's worse, you did so of your own free will. You are no longer Mandalorian. Redemption is no longer possible since the destruction of our homeworld.
Your cult gave up on it. You're a reborn.
I heard you were back, but I didn't believe it. I'm going to Mandalore, so that I may be forgiven for my transgressions.
Did you think your dad was the only Mandalorian?
Wow.
There's a lot to unpack in there.
There's a lot of famous Mandalorians in there. That's pretty cool.
Okay, what did you see? What was your first
name? I got to get back in there, and I see. You love the old service they have to the
old people like
the
us,
classic fans like us. You know, just, as you mentioned, it's just like walking through the streets again. Great, beautiful, seeing all those little salacious crumb guys sitting in the tree, and that little hi, I'm Babu Fink. He's back again. You know, that's just cool. He's a newer character, Babu Fink, but that's cool. And then of course little dudes in there, but lots of Mandalorians, right? Lots of cool armor, so that's decent. But again, you know, who knows? I don't know what's going on there. Do you? Could you? I can't.
No, but it'll just look like a giant movie, and it's really funny at the conventions, because when you see that, you know, that review, and in like every single clip, someone's like, and then someone's like,
I know, it's like, stop it! I can't hear. Just can't hear a word they're saying. Like,
woo! Yeah, it's like
they're excited,
you know,
right?
They're excited. Everyone's excited, but it's kind of funny. Coincidentally, I had the same feeling about the Clerks 3 trailer.
Nice, yeah, I did too.
Because I was like, oh, there's Brody. Oh, there's this. You know, we didn't see Jason Lee, and that would have got the biggest cheer. Yeah. I'm curious if Jason Lee's actually going to be in this thing. Didn't they have a falling out or something? I'm not sure. I know him and Affleck fixed it all, but what? Yeah. So the new Mandalorian, that's probably like a November thing, I think. If they're dropping it now, it's probably going to be a 2-month buildup. We've had a little bit of a break. We haven't really been reviewing anything. The boys are done. All the Star Wars stuff is done. Kenobi's done. And now here comes new Mandalorian. So it's, and then we should see, more and more and more stuff as it kind of floats through. But it's, it's very interesting, to see that we've been delayed like that. So, and we've all had a break and bam, we get hit with it again. So yeah, pretty cool. Pretty stoked about it.
Yeah. And there's so there's a lot of new Star Wars comic books coming out as well. They're supposed to be really good. There's one, there's the Bounty Hunter comic book, and they're fighting the Knights of Ren right now. So that's a pretty cool storyline that's going. So you got like Bosk, and a couple of the other ones against the Knights of Ren. Again, their asses whooped. It's really cool. By the Knights of Ren, of course. Like there's like.
Before I forget, quick shout out to Mikey, our sometimes co-host that comes on here. He's got the vid. Not feeling so.
Oh, he got COVID, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, he was on holiday somewhere.
Yeah, but I've been all over the world for the last 4 months.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on here. I've been around the world like for the last 4 months, and I kid you not, I've literally been around 1 million people. Like we did like 700,000 tickets in the UK or in Europe, plus all the stuff we did leading in. Knock on wood. I've tested like every other day for like 6 months. But people coming down into America, and it's like, bam, they're getting nailed with it again. So I don't know. It's really weird.
Has he had it before?
I don't know, Mike. Have you had it before, Mike? I'm not sure.
Because I'm going to say, because the funny thing is, man, when we talked to our doctor about it, like, she said it's a good thing to get COVID when you're young, and you can take it because it's like getting the third shot. This is my doctor's saved my life, saved my wife's life from cancer, right? So I would totally listen to her. But just saying, so that could be maybe why Mike got it. If he hasn't got it yet, and you're a young dude, my doctor told me it's a good idea to get it.
Well, there's the thing. Obviously, you're going to fight through. I got it initially, as we know.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I wouldn't want to get it if I was old or if I was like sick.
Where do we start the old? Did we start it at 45?
I would say we started at 60.
Yeah. So
dude, I can play hockey like a beast. Oh man.
I agree with you. I've been off the inhalers for a while. I've actually was feeling amazing when I started on touring again in February, and all the rest of it was going well. But I did notice in the last month and a half, or 7 weeks, that my lungs are bothering me again in that heat. Today I went for a walk in Oklahoma. It's like 100% humidity. So the second you walk outside, it's like you're drenched.
Yeah.
And I was like walking back going, this kind of sucks. So I'm coming up to the east, like your way soon. And I'm coming up, Boston, Toronto, and it's humid all through there. So I'm not totally excited about what I'm about to experience, because I'm really noticing, I'm still noticing a lot of lung stuff. And
well, like, you got the special COVID off the beginning there.
I don't know what
you got, man, but
well, there's two things. I got the OG stuff. So part of me is kind of like, all right, well, I've got this long haul lung thing apparently that's rearing its head. But on the flip side, I have yet to get it again, and everyone around me has.
Yeah. It's damaged by this is a perfect example of our screenshots right beside each other. You got COVID, man, and you were pretty healthy growing up.
Very.
I got COVID, and I was not very healthy growing up. And I'm like, dude, I'm like playing hockey and I'm nailing every shift now. Like I'm saying, like I'm in such good shape, dude.
Yeah.
I think my mom was saying, my dad said, wow, you look like you're in the best shape you've been in your life. And I feel that way, but I've had COVID now. And it didn't, when I got COVID, dude, I had to take the test twice because I didn't think I had it. It was like, you gotta be kidding me. Is this COVID? You got it. And you're still having like effects from it, but you grew up being healthy. So it's just,
it's a boggling
how it affects people differently. But again, I think I think me and Dent were talking was or Mark or somebody was saying, I think you got like that COVID off the beginning from those other countries, man. I think you got like the Simpsons TV version of it.
I got the Manchester UK version, which was the epicenter of it. Okay, so
I think you got a worse dose than a lot of us are getting around here. I hope
which again, I come back around to, I don't know too many people that have had it originally in like that.
Keep going 1 sec.
Yeah. So, not to get to whatever, but I don't know too many people that got COVID originally between say late 19 into early 20 that have gotten it again. I'm sure it has happened, but I really don't know. But I know a bunch of people that got like the second and third portion of it that just keep getting it. So it's a very interesting kind of dynamic. And I don't It's very interesting to me. So, anyways, I've
had it like I've been around it again too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like like we've had guys in the hockey dressing room
Yeah.
who have had it, and you get the text going, "Oh man, like dude, right beside you had COVID, man. You better get checks." I'm fine now. I'm fine, good.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, racing down that ice,
it's good.
Those boards come up quicker than I remembered, man. I had this so I got traded up to the white team. It's sweaters. There's like
it's not just white
sweaters,
guys,
black sweaters, white sweaters. Sorry, that sounded. I'm listening to myself. So the white sweater team, which is the fast team, right? There was enough players, so I got brought up there. And man, these guys are giving her. Now, I'm also going to point out these guys are like half my age, right?
Sure.
So anyway, I had a couple. I was doing good. I was keeping up with everybody. That's what I was saying. Like, I hit the bench. I'm like, whoo. But I'd be back, man. Jump back out there. So I'm going down there, buddy. Caught up to buddy on a 2-on-1, right?
Yeah.
I'm just dragging my stick. He sets it right on it. I put it in the open net. I look up and there's the boards. Wham! It was just like a flash of light, dude. Like, boom. Next thing I know, I'm on my back, and it's like, whoa, hey, wow, I scored. Oh, I'm sore. And I got up, I'm fine, I'm raised
Get
in
home,
the 80s, man.
Start weeping.
Got this. I'm sitting on the bench going, oh, that hurt. Not only I'm thinking that hurt at that. Wow. I was like, woo.
See, you play the summer hockey. When my season ends, I shut it down because I just like to have the summer to do my thing and just,
I'm learning again. I'm trying to jump in to learn how to play again before I hit the league.
Well, I'm still learning how to play. But anyways, I'm not on the team because I can play, man. I'm on the team because I pay my dues. But anyways, but it's fun. It's fun. But I'm not going to I'm kind of in a weird zone. I'm not sure I'm going to get a lot of time to play again because I'm on this thing, I think, for like a long time. I think I'm on this for like a couple of years. So we just keep going. We just added South America. So I'm going to be down there in the fall. Nice. So it's getting a little busy. I got to tell you though, on these shows that we're doing, through this whole process, I've been watching this band, and everyone knows I've been kind of on the fence about it. But man, they're bringing the rock on this version. Maybe it's a summer thing. Maybe it's because
who are you out with?
I'm out with Dragons still.
Oh, yeah.
I'm out with Imagine Dragons still. I know.
Dude, every time I hear their songs, just are like a knife to my head.
Right, and
they're
so all these new things they're playing is like,
I don't know, dude.
I'm like, where's that riff come?
And it's like that one big chorus that guy made with the same drum beat, and it's just awful.
Sorry,
I cannot get behind it one bit. It's just awful.
Brother, I just go out and do the show. I go out and do the shows. I just go
no. I was just saying, like, man, like what happened to 4 guys in like black shirts and jeans playing rock and roll, man?
They all got COVID.
Yeah, I guess so, buddy. Because holy crap!
Well,
man,
rock is kind of.
Anytime I hear a Savage Dragon song, honestly, it's like
it's not Savage Dragon.
Like the new Nickelback to me.
You're thinking Savage Garden.
No, it's Savage Dragon. It's the who are you talking? Not Savage Dragon. No, what's the Imagine Dragons? Yeah, dude. They're horrible.
Thank you.
Sorry, dude. They're just. I would tell the guy too. I get him on the show. I'll tell him how bad he is. I don't mind. It's just horrible.
Now, tonight, Motley Crue's playing in Toronto. Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Joan Jett, Poison. Right, that's all happening in Toronto tonight. I haven't seen those guys in a long time. I'd like to see that, but there's some controversy around the Motley Crue thing right now. So,
of course there is, man.
Yeah, Vince is.
Tom, he sounds apparently. So he sounds like
James Brown.
Yeah, and Bob Dylan. I guess. Shout it out
on the wheel. Sit on the.
Sing it out.
Yeah,
my belly goes out to here.
Now you want to talk about some casting here?
Oh wait! There's my buddy Par the Collector. We got to get this guy on the show sometime. This is one of my TikTok friends, dude. He's got
Par the Collector. Yo, Chris. Hey, Par the Collector. Thanks for tuning in, man.
He's from Montreal. We got. Hopefully, did you just hear me trashing that Dragons band there, buddy? I don't know. It's just funny. I'm such a nice guy on TikTok. You wouldn't hear me trash anything on TikTok, right, Par? No, but this guy's awesome. He's from Quebec, Montreal area, and I think he buys my. He loves my artwork, man. He's always sharing my stuff. But that dude's rad. In the new season, we got to get this dude on the show.
Yeah, come on, Par. You're welcome on the show. Absolutely, anytime.
Definitely. Okay, sorry. So what were we talking about there?
Okay, so you want to do some casting. You want to do some casting of some X-Men stuff or some Marvel characters.
Yes, well,
that's happening.
There's a big buzz about the X-Men movie coming in and maybe it being called Mutants or whatever. So I just want to bypass all that and go to some villains that I would like to see in yeah, he loves the show. Thanks, buddy. And here's some villains that I would like to see in the new X-Men movies. And the actors and actresses I think could play them. Now, this is just random levels of just some that I picked that I think should be in. Now, first one, this is like this is a lower tier one. This is Deathbird, and she is an assassin from space, basically, without losing you folks with a whole bunch of X-Men lingo about what planet she's from and the race and everything. So she is basically like a space assassin. Like, look at her, look at how sleek she looks, dude. Isn't that rad? Like so her costume would be like super, super cool. And this was a character that I thought they could go young with, and they could bring in, what's her name? Symphonic. Yeah. Symphonic Miller.
Okay.
And
where's she from?
Well, I'm not sure exactly. I just know, I think she's American. And she's a Nickelodeon kid.
Okay.
And from what I've seen, she can do some fairly good dramatic stuff. I'm just thinking there's your breakout star of the younglings to bring in. Because I to be fair, I should do that, right? I'm pretty, I don't want anybody to say that you're not dealing with any of the young actors and actresses that we don't know. So I thought that Deathbird would be a great one. I'm talking to Marvel, right? Like, don't worry, Marvel, we're gonna keep a young character in there for you. So I thought Deathbird would be a great female character to bring in there, and Symphonique could play her, and then everybody could say the name Symphonique over and over again. That's her name, Symphonique Miller. That's Stevie Miller's daughter, Stevie Miller.
Is it?
I don't know. Oh, now here's like one of the biggest of the biggest, Magneto. Dude, Magneto, and if they throw away the Nazi story, man, I like just everything about Magneto is amazing. If you don't know anything about Magneto, go on and it should be played by Michael Fassbender there. But anyway, sorry. If you need to know anything about Magneto, you go to YouTube and you put in opening scene from X-Men 1 and you watch that.
Amazing.
It is brilliant.
Amazing.
Isn't it? It's actually one of the best pieces of Marvel cinema, I think, that is available out there.
And I'm hoping they'll actually get X-Men right. I'm hoping they'll actually get the X-Men right for once.
Well, see, yeah. So this is what I'm hoping too, right? So, and I think Michael Fassbender was an amazing. I'll bring him back, dude. The guy was great. And another great scene, just him. Every time they do Magneto, it's just you understand why he is a villain, and that's what you need to do when you're writing characters 101. And I bitch about this and I preach about this to you young writers. Levels. Okay. Why is Magneto the way he is? Is he just a dick? No, hell no, he's not a dick. There's so much more to it than that. And he's so friggin' powerful. And Michael Fassbender. Yeah. Sorry. He's brilliant when he plays him. I thought he's great. He plays some other things cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we got, let me take that out.
And Magneto, again, is just, he should be in there. He's just like the ultimate. Yeah. Like he's just the best. He's my favorite villain.
Here.
And okay, now this is a cool one too. Now we've seen hints of this, of Nathan Essex, which is this scientist's real name. I believe in Deadpool 2, the school was the Essex School there, I believe. And there was something, I think, in Wolverine, the last Wolverine movie, maybe. But anyway, Mr. Sinister here. And again, I don't want to go into a lot of details and lose a lot of people here. But Mr. Sinister is a mutant who experiments on mutants, all right? Now, we were originally talking about a really rad wrestler to play Sabretooth, but I'm changing my mind here as people get older, and as other things are happening. Now, what I'm thinking is Mr. Sinister, and especially the way Edge looks now. I think Edge could play him. Look at that. There's Mr. Sinister right there. Look at him. I think Edge could do Mr. And the thing is about Mr. Look at Mr. Sinister's ripped. Mr. Sinister isn't just some chunky scientist type guy. There, Mr. Sinister's this great, big, lanky, muscular, creepy as hell scientist. Look at that. Marvel fans, huh? Let's get behind this. Let's get Edge in there and get him as Mr.
Let's
Sinister.
start it trending.
One of the
after this show.
Villains,
what do we want to call it? Edge for Mr. Sinister?
What could we call Sinister? No, the Sinister Edge.
The Sinister Edge. Maybe that's Edge. See, here's the thing. Our friend has gone from evil to good again. So now he's a good guy again.
Well, yeah. This is why I'm now changing from Sabretooth to Mr. Sinister, because the way Edge is pulling it off and his physique, it's just like, dude, Mr. Sinister. And this is him telling Cyclops right there with his eyes wide open about what he's done to Cyclops. This is what I did to you. Like, oh my God, it's awesome. And then having the strength to back it up. So
hashtag Mr. Sinister or Sinister Edge. What do you want to do here for hashtag
Sinister Edge?
The Sinister Edge.
Yes.
Hashtag it after this show, the Sinister Edge. Let's get it going right there. Mikey, if you're watching, let's get a campaign going here.
Yeah, let's
All right?
get him the major. And that's a major villain, right? Like they've been hinting about him through all the Marvel movies. And I was just watching the old Marvel '96 cartoons, and he was such a major villain in those cartoons too. And of course, in the comic books, man, like Mr. Sinister is layers upon layers, a great character. Yeah.
Last one.
All right. This is great. So again, not like a huge major character to be in the story, but I love the Blob. The Blob was in one of the Wolverine movies. Let's just forget about that. Fred Dukes. So there's the Blob, and this could be just like a side kind of funny one. And who would play him, Brent?
That's Kevin, right? Kevin
James, man.
Kevin
We
James,
get like
Yeah, there we go.
everybody's favorite douchebag to play. Sorry, my wife. And my
So what do
wife
we call
laughed
it?
when I
We
told
get
that.
Kevin
My parents
James,
will be getting
Kevin James the Blob.
Kevin James
trending.
should be the Blob. Jack
Yeah.
Black for the Blob. That would work too, but yeah.
What do you got there?
That
Who
would
said
be
that?
funny if
Oh, yeah,
Jack Black was
for
the Blob.
Yeah. But you know how they do these things. They kind of one of the things they do. That's perfect casting, but it's not necessarily gonna.
I was kind of zinging Kevin James too, just because I don't like him. There was, and Sentinels should be in there too as well. But it would be a voice. You know what I mean? Oh, you know who? It'd have to be a very bland robot voice. We could get a female voice. I wonder who's done Marvel work who has a really bland female voice who we could get to do it.
Your friend from Port Perry.
I'm just zings. I'm throwing the zings out there tonight.
Emily Van Camp,
Zinging
if you're listening, we've got
Emily
you.
Van Camp. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan. Emily Van Camp. I'm sure you're a very nice individual. I hear great things. Just stay out of the Marvel universe.
There we go. Okay, switching gears. We're gonna.
All right, what do we got now?
We're gonna go now. You like to watch the Netflix?
I do, but I haven't seen the one we're about to watch.
Right.
We're about to
So
discuss. But
I've just
I
finished
was
this
alive
up.
during it.
I've
I
just
was in the
finished
music
this up.
scene during
This was 3 years into our band, so it was hopping. All the bands that played Korn and Limp Bizkit and Rage and all these bands. So back a little while ago, HBO actually had a documentary on this, and they covered it like pretty. They covered it pretty good, but they've kind of put a 3-part series out on Netflix about Woodstock '99, and I'll tell you, it gave me anxiety watching it. I got to tell you,
I think that's why I didn't watch it.
From doing festivals now too. Like I just did a festival in Belgium with 90,000 people. This is 250,000. I just did one with 90,000 people, and the dude from 21 Pilots was up there swinging off of the wrap, like the truss. I mean, he got in some pretty major trouble, but it was like, man, we have moats at these festivals for the most part now, where you can walk down the middle and do the rest. But this is insane, and to think, like Fred was up there on a thing. When you watch about Fred going up there, and they talk about just the anarchy that was and the build, and I mean, people are trying to blame Limp Bizkit for inciting a riot. It's like you can't blame Limp Bizkit for this. It's like throwing a match on a fire with a metal band. Of course, Fred's going to go for it.
It's a sign. Well, the funny thing is Green Day showed more maturity than like
that was in '94 though. This was '99. Green Day had '94 with the mud thrown at them. This was Woodstock.
That was a different one. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm getting, right.
Yeah, there was a couple
of different ones.
Yeah, Green Day did one they brought it back in '94.
Oh, okay.
Green Day was on it, but this was the epitome of new metal.
Okay, I'm getting them confused.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So
Well, here's the thing. The thing about Fred Durst and Limp is a sign. When you see that people are losing their shit and stuff's about to be destroyed, you have a choice as the entertainment, whether to incite more destruction or keep things, as Sheldon would say, homeostasis, keep them the way they are. You have your choice, man. They made their choice to cause a riot and then destruct things. Somebody else made that choice in the government not too long ago too, Brent. You know what I mean?
Yes,
like, you have a choice. I'm saying it's different levels. So what way should we look at that? Fred Durst had a choice, man. He totally had a choice.
Yeah, it's a really it was a really interesting one, because I just watched this thing and I'm like,
yeah,
I just want to reach through the screen at the organizers, because the ones that get it. And what's very interesting to me is I'm actually on tour with a couple people that were there. So a couple of production managers and like a couple people that I'm involved with on a daily basis right now were there with other bands at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So after I watched it, I'm like, whoa, what was that like? Well, we all left before the anarchy, but
Yeah.
but the way obviously this was cut together, it's cut together like a hit piece. Like,
of course
blah,
they're
blah,
gonna
blah.
make
But there's not much to hide.
No,
I mean, they didn't
it's a
turn the
rock show.
water
It's
on.
like,
They didn't turn the water on. People were
Mhm.
swimming in their own shit. They didn't take care of them. The festival experience now is way different. Like now it's like it's all about the fans and then the music, the fan experience and then the music. When we were in a band in like 96, 97, 98, we're like, oh, how amazing would it be to play Edge Fest and all these kind of things. Now I do a festival and I'm like looking around at like the experience. How is the experience? I don't care what the bands that are on the show. How's the fan experience
right
on the show?
Well, then later when you were managing Caliber, we did the Snow Jam tour, which was a festival tour, but they brought in snowboarding. They brought in snow and they had snowboarding competitions. So they kept everybody busy, right? It was really, really cool that way.
Yeah, I mean, this is a regular occurrence at any festival. You got garbage, which is fine, but these guys were like just destroying the place. It was a sight to behold. When I watched this thing, I was literally watching it, and my heart started beating fast because it's just I deal with it on a regular basis. Because when I do these things, like I just did 3 Lollapaloozas. I just did Lollapalooza in Stockholm. I did Lollapalooza in Paris. My first ones. I actually, I got to hang out and say hello to Perry Farrell and just kind of talk about.
I didn't know he was still alive. That blew my mind when you said you talked. I thought he was dead.
Dude, he's going on tour with Smashing Pumpkins this fall. It's it's a whole thing. But it's just a really interesting one. Except for the Firefest, Power, yes. But it's just like throwing match. We've all been part of those shows where it's like, don't you do that, and then bam, someone does it. And it's just crazy. Like listening to Jonathan from Korn talk about it. And it's just like, it's very interesting to me because the bands all kind of still played. When I watch these things, they didn't really even have the level of internet that we have now. So this thing would have been destroyed on Twitter or TikTok or anything. But back then it was just by the time it made it to ABC News or MTV or Much Music. It's funny. Rick the Temp's in this documentary because he's interviewing bands and everything. Bands were still, what was amazing to me is that bands were still showing up to play, knowing what had just happened.
Well, yeah.
Like the Korn just leveled the place.
Yeah.
And it's like, rapes and shit happening and bands are still showing up going, okay, well, let's go. It was very, very interesting to me. But you should watch that documentary, guys. If you get a chance to watch it, it is pretty nuts. It's a 3-part series, Trainwreck, Woodstock 99. We're just leaving you with some stuff here. Obviously we got Mandalorian coming up or whatever, but this was very interesting to watch over the last 3 days.
Okay. I got something everybody needs to watch. Check. So, watch that. And then when you want to watch a horror movie, this horror movie, suspense movie. Okay. It's in a foreign language. I believe it's on Netflix. I believe it's not Netflix, it's Prime. Okay. It's called Platforms.
It's called Platforms.
Yeah. Platforms. You guys if you like suspense, creepy movies, because I'm not going to tell you. I went in totally cold. I went on Google top 10 creepy movies on Netflix. It was in there, subtitled, called Platform, or just it's called Platform, not Platforms.
Platform. But it's subtitle. What is it? Korean? You said?
No, I don't know what the subtitling is, but it helps you pay attention. Trust me, it's not. It's easy to pay attention. It's called Platform.
Okay.
If you're looking for, if you love those movies where you're just like, what the fuck, Platform. And I'm not going to tell you anything else.
All right, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to download it tonight. I got about a 10-hour bus ride, so I'll watch it on the bus. So there we go.
Like it, man. Platform. That's my movie of the week. I like that one, man.
That's really, a really segment we're going to have to add for next season. Movie of the week. It could be anything. I just watched Vacation the other day because I was on vacation driving across America. It was kind of fun. So doing other things. Okay, now let's go. We're going to wrap here in a bit, but you've been doing some things.
Yeah, I got a little bit of a band going on there.
Who's on bass there? Who's on bass? I can't tell.
That's Carl. He's my friend Carl. He played in I Hate Sally at the end of their tenure there.
Cool.
And then that's, of course, everybody's favorite guy, Boneless in the back.
Boneless.
There. He's a drummer for Random Killing, Mapex. I believe it's Mapex. He's sponsored by. So we got the 3 of us there, and I got other people that are going to join in and help here and there. but we're doing a gig there. It is Saturday, August 27th in Kingston, Ontario. And we want to raise money just online here and anywhere we can. Please go to this website if you can support some animals and help them. This is a great cause. They're taking 100 animals off the street of the Dominican Republic and sending them to new loving homes in Canada on a flight. They're charting it September because Canada's banned the import of rescue animals, right? So we can't rescue them anymore. And my dog Timmy was a rescue. So they kill these dogs. They don't keep them alive. That's why they're trying to help them out here in Canada. So what this company is trying to do, this group is trying to do is this is a one shot, my friends. We got to help them one time here, get there in before September 28th. And if you go to this website, it'll bring up the page right there. They've raised 10 grand of 60 grand. So we need to raise like 50 more grand if we can somehow. We'll keep you in the loop on our Twitter and everything. And if you can give anything, that'd be great. We're going to keep pumping it up through my rock show as well. The show is, oh, hey, Connor. Oh man, it would have been great if you could have made it. Connor, he's one of my old students, my old guitar students. Well, you can still, if you could still donate, Connor, that would be wicked. Let's donate.
And our friends at Dean Blundell Network are Dean was gonna get you on, I think, in the next week or so to talk about a little bit more closer to the date, and they're gonna get behind it. And Dean sent a message saying he wants a dog. So there you go. Great.
That's amazing. No, I was supposed to go on there earlier, and then Dean was sick, and then I was supposed to go on today, and then I was waiting for news on my mother-in-law there.
Yeah.
So it's after dinner, and I got to do this, which was good. But yeah, so this is a great thing. Hey, Connor, how you doing, Connor? I hope you're doing well, Connor Longify. There you go, buddy. One of my favorite and best students there. So these guys are really helping the animals. Sadly, if we don't help these, they're going to get killed. Unfortunately, they just get rid of them there. So it'd be nice to save some dogs. Maybe I can talk my wife into getting a dog here. We'll see that. We'll see what happens. But my dog Timmy was one of these dogs. Okay, he was brought in from the States. Actually, he was on death row and he was brought in, and I rescued Tim, and Tim was with me Tim was 19 years old when he passed away, and he's still my best friend, and I still have trouble with it today. He's in the backyard under a huge tombstone, great big stone. We feed birds on it, and he loves it, and the squirrels. He's under there. He's whatever he's doing. But anyway, I still miss Tim every day. He is a rescue dog like this from somewhere where he would have been killed. So if anybody can donate, that'd be fantastic.
Make sure you guys
go to the rock show. Of course, come to the rock show. Wait, I got to talk about the bands. So we have a band, Bad Sally, playing from the Port Perry area. Okay, Bad Sally, and we have my band. I'm just calling the Cult of Machete right now because it's just me doing some old Machete songs, and that show's coming up. But yeah, so it's just the Cult of Machete. Which it's a joke because when I left Port Perry, everybody's like, "What are you gonna do when you move to Kingston?" I said, "I'm gonna form a cult." And they're like, "Whoa, cool." So my own religion, I'm going to form a cult, the Cult of. So that's why I thought it'd be funny actually to call the band the Cult of Machete, right? Mm-hmm. And then we have Badger Milk, which is Evan Rose's band, which is one of the best hardcore band from the Durham area, there, Toronto area for sure. And then we got Doug Hell going to kick the show off, and then it's a Misfits cover band with the full makeup and costume on.
Dan's gonna love that.
I'm blanking on the name, and I apologize, guys. It's one of the names of the songs. It's just been a long couple of days.
That's okay.
But they're headlining, and they love it when people come up and sing with them as well. I have the song El Scorcho, a Weezer cover I'm doing. I would love it if somebody come and help me sing that. Rise Above, we're doing a cover of that. If somebody wants to jump up and help me sing that. It's just going to be a big party, man. And we're hoping to raise some money for some animals. We're going to try and save 100 dogs' lives. All right? That's the goal.
Excellent. Well,
it's more than 100. Anyway,
it's a season finale for us, but there's a real solid chance that we're gonna at least do a preview of the week before the 27th. We'll do a little bit of a chat, and we'll get the band. Let's get the bands on that are playing to talk about it.
This is our official, as far as our official shows. That we're on regularly, we're done, but we'll pop back on here for sure. So we'll have some surprise. Well, there'll be like the annuals, like when you buy comic books, there's the annual. There'll be a couple annuals that we'll pop in there and throw in there for you guys. Okay. And annuals are usually lame, but ours will be really good.
Ours are always good.
We'll do a giant size and an annual, and
there's so many things that we try to cover in a season because we go through winter and we got all the rest of it, and we get a bit of the summer. So obviously we tried to do It Came from the Basement. We just couldn't pull the people together. That for sure is how we're going to kick off the next season. season is it came from the
Toys.
basement with the toys and tons of our friends with
Stuff
a
behind
bunch
you.
of stuff. We are going to have preview. Obviously, we're going to be breaking down the Mandalorian every single episode. You can look forward to that for sure. That's going to happen because we love to do that stuff. We love to break down and preview. I think we're going to do a bunch of guests next year. Obviously, we got a bunch of people that want to come on. Chris, we've been trying to get Chris from Hate Breed on all year, and he's like, just his schedule is just as wacky as ours. But I know for sure we're going to get him next year. Our friends Todd and Brent, Mike, all the usual suspects from the years. We're going to get all those guys back.
There's a big Comic-Con in Ottawa in September, and I think Dean should send me down there.
Yeah, I think so too, Dean. Dean, you should send Chris. Dean,
you should send me down there, and I'll do like a live remote from the Ottawa Comic-Con. It's a huge event. It's a big weekend event, man. We'll be like talking about special new things that are coming, like for Marvel and DC and all this stuff, like the San Diego one, but just smaller.
Yeah.
It's the Ottawa one. Send me, Dean. Send me. I'm a little broke right now, man. If you could send me, that'd be awesome.
And we've got there's just a lot to cover. We didn't even dive into the retirement of Vince McMahon and what that's looking like for the WWE, and that's going to be a whole thing. We happen to have a few
real quickly
in that organization. Yeah.
So you got Hunter,
and
then you know who should rise up. Shane McMahon. No, he's my father. No, but I'm trying to take it to the good side. No, I'm evil and I'm going to fight you for it. No, I'm part of the assembly and I'm going to make it better.
Good writing. They're going to need to get aggressive because AEW is coming on strong. So I'm looking forward to that.
It's Star Wars. My point was that they're going to just redo Star Wars in the WWE.
Why not?
Yeah, no, I there you go. Well, there you go, WWE.
So that's coming. There's just a lot to cover. Obviously, when we get going here in September, we're going to have the brand new hockey season coming up. There's lots of stuff to go on with that. God, there's so many things coming up. Bunch of music.
That's another great question. So now that Vince McMahon doesn't run the WWE anymore, are we still going to hate them? Are they still going to hate us? Or is this like a clean slate?
Well, I have a feeling the same legal team is involved.
Oh, so they'll still hate us. Okay.
I have a feeling the same people are involved that like to shut us down when we show clips.
We're still number one in, where were we?
Saudi Arabia.
No. Where Saudi Arabia? We're still, or they hate us?
We trended
there. But no, but you were in one place on tour and we were number one there.
Oh, Latvia.
Yeah. We were number one in Latvia. Yeah, no, that's Saudi Arabia don't like us very much. No, we were number one with a bullet in Saudi Arabia.
It's been a big year for us. It's been a big year for us. But hey, we've had a lot of fun entertaining you all. And
Sinister Edge. Hashtag Sinister Edge.
Let's get Sinister Edge trending on Twitter, and everyone's going, what the hell? And then
Mr.
Put out there
you could even put like Mr. Sinister Edge if that's Mr. Sinister Edge. But I think Sinister Edge is like.
I think Sinister Edge as well. We'll do a little graphic. We'll get it up and try to get it trending. Coincidentally, tonight's Monday Night Raw.
There you go.
Okay, everybody. Just a reminder to you all: dcd.org for Chris's charity concert coming up on August 27th at the Mansion in Kingston. Let's help some dogs get relocated. Make sure more details to come on that event as we get closer to the event. And you can catch it.
Dean, if you're listening, send me to Ottawa to the Comic-Con. I'll do a live show there. It'll be great.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Kids on the Escalator 1. Follow us on Instagram, Kids on the Escalator.
Bye, Mom and Dad. How you doing? I hope you're good.
KidsOnTheEscalator.com, where you can find everything. Chris Machete. You can find Chris Machete at Chris Machete, Facebook, Twitter, all the things that you got to do, and find him on there. He's got an Etsy store as well. There we are.
Yeah, my Etsy store's on there. Yep.
Thanks, Par, for tuning in. That's awesome.
Yeah, we'll get him on the show. He's a very entertaining dude with a wicked collection of awesome comics and stuff. Yeah.
Well, we'll get him on the kickoff show on that side of it. And a big thanks to our friends at the Dean Blundell Network, of course, for hosting us on this thing every single week, and to everybody involved over there. So that is the Kids on the Escalator podcast. Season finale. That's it for us until probably September as far as like the whole thing, but you will see a few things coming along the way.
The giant size and the annual.
That's right. It's all coming down the pipe pretty soon. I am Brent from the Brent on Tour podcast. That is Chris Machete. Good times.
Rad dudes.
Thank you, everybody.
Cheers.